Hey everybody, I've been taking some time this weekend to play around with some home videos. What I'm trying to do is get the home videos archived. I have them on a disc. I've captured them from a digital video camcorder. It's all standard definition stuff and it's interlaced. And interlacing is when, or the way that they used to handle video on different devices, and they still do on some, where the frame before and the frame after, they alternate lines and they interweave, basically interlace. And that can leave artifacts if you're trying to play back this material on certain devices like your TVs or your media players. So when I was doing the archiving, I wanted to de-interlace as I went along, and I wasn't really having any success. So this is what would happen. I would come in here, and you can see my two clips over here to the side, my daughters. These are just my sample clips, and I would start a new project. And let's just call it, archive home vid. If I could type. All right, so you got your archival home vid, and I'd say based on first video clip, right? And you'd hit OK. And I thought that would be OK. So then I brought this clip over here and I would drag it and drop it down in there. But what would happen is the interlacing artifacts would still show up. Now you really can't see it in this video, but in other videos where there's high motion, you could really see it. So what was happening is it was still showing up as a 2997 project. Interlaced. You see the eye right here. So what I discovered you needed to do was start a new project, but go custom, right? Now this is an NTSC standard def project. This is going to be DV anamorphic, and I know that's true because I know that's how that was filmed. Most of the time, if you're on a DV cam, it's just going to be straight DV. And then here is where the magic was. You change just the P. Now that doesn't really do anything to the video, but it sets up the timeline or your storyline or whatever you want to call it in Final Cut. And then when you drop this clip right here now down into this P storyline, which is progressive, meaning it has 30 frames progressive, one after the other after the other. So once you do this, it automatically de-interlaces the video that you dropped into the timeline. So it tries to take all the videos that you're putting into this timeline and make them work within the timeline parameters. So that actually de-interlaces the video. And it was a really easy thing to do, and it took me forever to figure it out, but I finally got it. Now the other thing I ran into is, if you can see this in this video, right around here on this wall, and all throughout the video, but you can really see it on the wall, the graininess looks like little grains of sand all over the screen. Well, the older cameras didn't handle low light very well, so when it was a little bit darker and dim, they would boost the gain in their video, and it would cause a lot of noise. And they call that video noise. It's kind of like tape hiss, but within video. It's visual noise. So I got this plugin called Neat Video, and let's see here. It's not called Neat Video, it's called Noise. Come on. All right, you got this reduced noise here. Neat Video is made by this guy named Vladimir, and he's an absolute genius. And you basically drop this effect on here, and it doesn't do anything at first, so don't panic. You go over here to the reduced noise window, and you hit select to open twice. I don't know why, twice, but you do. And then you hit auto profile. It draws a blue box kind of around an area that's similar. And it picks the place that it likes, and what it's looking for is an open area with consistent coloring, and it takes that sample and it says, I'm going to sample that area and determine what's noise and what's video. And so you hit apply, and you can immediately see the video got much creamier looking, smoother, but sometimes it's a little overkill. Like, let's go into her face here where you can see hair strands. And it makes it look a little bit too soft, almost like she's been airbrushed. So what I do is I open it back up. It doesn't stay open. And then I apply the noise filter settings that it got before. But what I'll do is, like right here where it says luminance at 60, this is at 100. Sometimes I think it looks okay, and I might boost that a little bit, get rid of some of the noise. But what I'll do is I'll take the sharpening tool within this noise reduction pane, and I'll use the sharpening, and I usually end up somewhere around 100 to 105%. Usually works good for me. It's a good happy medium. I wasn't having very good sharpening results within Final Cut itself. So it was better to do all of this within the reduce noise pane over here, rather than reducing the noise, then going back out and applying a sharpening filter from Final Cut, because the sharpening filter from Final Cut just didn't look as good. So I'm pretty happy with the way this ended up. And then from here, you obviously could go in and do your color grading and take some of the yellow hue out and put some of the natural colors, maybe boost the saturation, you know, and tweak it. And once you're done and you export, because it's a progressive timeline, it will export as a progressive video with no artifacts. It's really cool. So hope this helped you out. Good luck, and give it a whack and see what you can come up with, and start archiving those old videos, because they're not getting any younger.